Sometimes you have to walk out on faith, and sometimes you have to do the uncomfortable thing. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Patty, for those of you who do not know, and today we are getting into a video to talk about things I feel like you should know before moving to a new city. Just a little background about me. I have now uprooted my life, I think twice. I was born and raised in Richmond, Virginia, went to college there at VCU. Then afterwards I moved to the DC area where I stayed for 7 years and now I live in Charlotte, and I just wanted to share some of the lessons that I have learned to help you on your journey to be better prepared before you uproot your life and move somewhere else. So we're going to start off with number one. I kept notes, y'all, to keep me on track and organized. We're going to start off with, what are your needs? So I feel like a lot of people don't take into consideration what their needs are prior to moving to a city. For example, I'm a very social person. I love to be outside. I love events and all types of events, from, you know, concerts. Are you moving somewhere where a lot of artists go to, or close to something? A nice venue, like an hour or so away. Is that something that's important to you? I love symphonies and plays and things like that. Are you going to be upset if a lot of those Broadway plays don't come to your city? I'm very much a person that also enjoys restaurants. I'm a big foodie, so if you are a person that loves going to Michelin star restaurants, is that something that's important to you? So I would say take some time to kind of write down what you feel like is super important to you, and then go visit that city and see if it really meets your needs. The second thing I would say is research the job market. That is very important, y'all know, in today's economy. I moved here, and the first year I was here, y'all, I was here for all of like 9 or 10 months, and I got laid off. I moved here with my fully remote job from the DMV area, y'all, and your girl got laid off. And one of the things that I did not really consider, because I just did not see it coming, I did not see issues within the company or ever think that was going to happen, is that you need to see what the job market is looking like for your career. For Charlotte's like number 2 in baking in the entire US, second to New York. So if you are in the baking industry, you're fine here, right? So doing that type of research, because one of the issues I personally ran into is that my particular career, my 9 to 5, is super popping in the DMV area, and a lot of those jobs had now moved from remote to hybrid. So that was not gonna work with me living down here in Charlotte. Things definitely worked out for me. I was able to land a job within a few months, but keep that in mind where you are moving and considering a new city. Number 3 is analyze the cost of living, y'all. It is expensive almost everywhere. I think there are very few places, probably towards the middle of the country, that are not super expensive, but you want to see what the cost of living is like. You want to go and start doing your research on the houses, the townhouses, the apartments, condos, to kind of gauge to see, you know, is your salary matching that? Are you gonna struggle? Can you be comfortable? That is major keys. Number 4 is, y'all, you need to gauge the cost of moving. If you're interested in moving to Charlotte, I have an entire video where I list out exactly how much money it costs me to move here, because it definitely blew my low budget of what I thought it was going to be. And there are a lot of things you need to consider. If you're moving somewhere that's like 1 state away, it might be cost effective for you to keep your things. I wanted to keep my things, and there was a great cost that came with keeping my things. Even when it comes to transportation, like how are you going to move your things? Are you going to get a big U-Haul? Are you going to ship it through one of those shipping companies? Are you prepared for some of your things to be damaged? I mean, you really have to factor it in. If I was going to move somewhere further away, let's say I was moving to Texas or all the way to the West Coast, I am going to get rid of all my things and just buy it when I get there, because y'all, the prices that I was quoted, okay, to move my stuff just 1 state away was insane. So I end up going with the option of just renting a U-Haul, getting some movers to pack my things up, and then having movers when I got here to unload the U-Haul. But it was expensive. It was definitely expensive, so definitely gauge that cost. So number 5 is to visit. I personally am not a blind mover type of girl because I know myself and I know I have very specific needs to thrive in an environment. I do know some people who have been God led to move to different places, but that's not happening for me. Again, I have very specific needs. I came and visited Charlotte like maybe 4 or 5 times before I moved here. I needed to see the environment. I am a person that loves all the things, from some ratchet activities, but I also like my bougie activities as well. I knew I needed somewhere that artists come to because I love live music, and I know I enjoy events, from cocktail events to special catered events where authors come. Those things were important to me, and it was very imperative that I came to visit before I moved there. And I also came to visit just to look at like the apartments, to price things out. I think it would be in your best interest to visit for sure. Number 6 is I'm going to tell you to go ahead and start following creators in the area. I know sometimes it can be overwhelming on like your Instagram and your TikToks to have all these people that are constantly pushing content from your area. So one of the things I'm getting ready to do is create like I want to say a dummy account, but yeah, like a dummy account on Instagram where I can just have all of the creators that I love to follow that are in my area. That way when I'm looking for something to do, I know where to go, because sometimes people say there's not a lot to do, but they ain't did their research. They have not done their due diligence to really find where the events are, because sometimes you do have to do the research. It's not just going to jump out at you. And if you don't like doing that research, that's another reason why I say follow creators in the area. They get paid to do it for you. Number 7 is going to be a very big one. And that is, do not let people discourage you, especially if they have never moved away from their hometown. They have fears that they haven't experienced it, okay? And in order to really grow in your life, I am definitely a Christian. I am definitely a believer. And that sometimes you have to walk out on faith, and sometimes you have to do the uncomfortable thing to get to where you really want to be. And moving somewhere and uprooting your life is such a unique experience that if people haven't done it themselves, and they don't understand. Some people will be like, well, you got all your essentials here, why would you leave? You want new experiences. And moving somewhere, y'all, it helps push you to grow in a way that you won't when you're home, because everything is comfortable. You already have your friends, you may already have your significant other or your children, but when you move and you go somewhere else and you have to start over by yourself, it's an amazing thing, it's a scary thing, but it's a beautiful thing. And I have had such amazing women who have done this time and time again, who have moved out the country for a time, which is definitely one of my goals. And y'all, it has just been a wonderful experience for me. Now, did I anticipate losing my job? I did not. That was definitely not something that I wanted. It definitely led in all these like doubts of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have made that move. And I was like, or maybe that's what the enemy want me to think. Maybe what's here for me is really what's here for me, and I'm supposed to be here. So I would just tell you to try it. Home will always be there. You can always move back home, but silence the noise around you. Silence the noise. If you feel like you're called to it, if you feel like it's something you've always wanted to do, and you have the opportunity, you have the funds to do so, definitely 100% do it. So if you have any questions, anything you feel like I did not touch in this video, drop it down in the comments below and we can chat. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'll catch y'all in another video. Bye.